G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists do what they do. Well, hi viewers and welcome back to Colour in Your Life. Well, we are in Rozelle in Sydney today and I am with Noula Diamantopoulos.
Hey Graham, lovely to see you.
You too, darling. Now, Noula is a really multidisciplined artist. She does a number of things and has a number of diploma and degrees within the field of arts and many other things as well. Very academic and smart lady. Printmaking, also painting, encaustic, sculpture. What else is there?
Mosaic.
Mosaics, yes, and this is what we're going to be doing today.
Yes.
We're going to be doing encaustic mosaics. So,
Spot on.
all of the things that you've done, and you also do workshops. I mean, you're, as I said, multidisciplined person.
Yeah.
Why the encaustic? I mean, what drew you to this?
Encaustic is so beautiful because it's kind of unpredictable. You can't control it, you know, and you are left with surprises that you respond to.
Sure.
I love it. There's a relationship, and I'm very relational, so.
That's fantastic. And you're also very much involved in art therapy and actually helping people out through your workshops and methodology through art. Tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, a lot of paradoxes that we experience in our life can't be explained or with the use of words, basically. So being able to get into your body, which is what art is about, getting physical in a sense, that means you're getting out of your mind, getting into your body, doing something, working the art, and curiously what occurs is the art informs you and helps you articulate something that you don't yet know about what's going on.
Definitely. So, all right, well, we're going to make a start because it's really, really interesting stuff. I mean, there's just so much to go through.
Yeah.
And Noula's got the best workshop you've ever seen. It's like Harry Potter's work. It's like something out of a movie. It's fantastic. Great place to come to and educate yourself with that.
Place, yeah.
But we're going to make a start today. So, where do we go and what do we do?
Okay, so what we're going to do, we start with it is encaustic mosaic. So we're actually birthing a new art form right now. So it's a combination of mosaic and encaustics. But the first thing that we're going to do is encaustic.
Yeah, okay.
So this is wax that's got Daymar resin in it because wax is very soft.
Yeah.
And the Daymar resin is what hardens it up. So there's a ratio of, I'm using 1 to 8 today.
Okay.
So it's melted at a safe temperature level. And so I'm working off, I created these crosses. This is a wooden base. This has already got just a layer of encaustic on it. If you can feel that, that's pretty...
it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful to touch.
Fantastic surface.
But what I'm going to do, in fact, I'm going to ask you to do.
Oh yeah, okay.
We're going to create this textured surface.
Okay.
Because there isn't any texture on here. And how do you create that on here? And to do that, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's not hot. And I'm just going to show you how this is done.
This is hot. This is the hot wax.
This is the hot wax,
Yeah.
and I'm using what's called a slotted brush. And I'm going to see the angle that I've got it at.
Yes.
I'm going to drag it.
Yeah.
But it's not like painting a house where you go backwards and forwards.
It's just a one stroke, is it?
It's a one stroke. Can you see that there's already
Yeah,
a
I can see
texture
the
building?
lines down there, yeah.
So what I've done is I've put the brush in there. I'm letting it drip because it's actually a beautiful warm day today. So I'm letting it drip so that it's not too hot coming on here because I want the drag. The drag is what's going to create the texture. So I'm just going to do this one and then you're going to do it. What do you reckon?
I'll have a go.
You can't muck this up. That's the other beautiful thing about encaustic. It's extraordinarily forgiving.
Oh, okay. So, I've never done this before.
It's like a baby.
All right. So, what do I do?
You pop it in there.
Like so, and then just let it
Let it
run
drip
off.
a little bit. Bring the brush at an angle.
Like this.
Yeah.
And then
Drag it down. Doesn't that feel yummy?
Okay. So I do that again, and then just drag it down like so.
Yep.
Oh, he's so good at it.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
There's a lovely connectivity between you and the material. This is what I love about this medium, you know. Also, I love working on wood. It's all natural products, you know,
Okay.
all nature's products, if you like, you know.
So
Good, you did
it's
good.
got this real smell about it too, doesn't it? Okay.
Well done.
All right.
So what happens next, and that's what encaustic means, it's a Greek word which means to burn in. So we're going to fuse in each layer.
Okay.
You can work with a heat gun, but I really love working with fire.
Greek fire.
Fire. So it's just, I don't know if you can see this, but it starts getting a bit glossy.
Yeah.
When it's glossed, it's going to be a beautiful shine. It's actually fused.
That sort of softens it down, or?
Yeah, so that layer that we put in, what we're doing is we're joining it, if you like, with the one underneath it, and that's how you build up the encaustic.
Fantastic.
And I've learned a lot of things along the way, like keeping this upright so you don't burn yourself with that.
Good idea.
Yes.
So what do we do next?
So what we do is we keep doing this process for a little while to bring it up to this kind of thing. So shall I just quickly do
Yeah, what
some?
I might do is I might just move out of camera,
Yeah.
and then we'll have the focus on what you're doing, and then I'll just ask some questions from the side.
Sounds good.
So how long would you actually do this particular technique for? I mean, do you put on 20, 30, 40 different layers?
Yeah, keep counting actually.
Yeah. So by doing this, layers and layers, of course, and you
Yep.
can probably go to as many as you wanted to,
Yes, that's right.
you really don't have any control how the pattern comes out
No,
in the end.
no. You can, if you want to have control to some extent by putting something underneath there beforehand. And
you can just start to see it build.
you
and
can
build.
start seeing it build up, yeah. So you can see, I don't know how many I've done already, maybe about 20 already.
Now you do a lot of work with the varying churches, and particularly with your mosaic work.
Yes, I do.
And you've got one that's a fantastic piece. It's actually for the Saint Gerasimos, is that correct?
Yeah, St. Gerasimos in Leichhardt.
Yeah, you're doing 3 pieces for the entrance to their church, which
That's
are
right.
mosaics.
That's right.
And you've already got one that's already up,
That's right.
and then you're actually working on
The
the second
one.
part of that, which is a pretty mammoth job. I mean, these are obviously taking you quite some time to do.
They do. They take a long time, and I have learned over the years to not rush it.
Yeah.
Really, because something's going to be up there forever. You will feel, well, I certainly would feel regretful if I just didn't take that extra. It's not an extra week, it's not an extra month, it's an extra year.
Yeah, to do it, yeah.
To do it, yes.
But I mean, the first one that went up,
Yes.
Quentin Bryce, Governor General.
That was for the Catholic Cathedral at Goulburn.
Okay.
And she came, and so did the bishop. He was up on a cherry picker to bless it. That was the homage to Caroline Chisholm mosaic. I used a lot of Australian natural stone and semi-precious gems, and also some of the bricks, some of the rock, it was a green stone that they had, that the church was built in. I also incorporated that into the mosaic.
You use untold materials. I mean, I'm just looking around your workshop. You've got PowerShell,
Yes,
which is abalone.
Yes.
You've got opal.
yes,
You've got, from what I can see, it looks like old coral.
yes, I do.
There's just stuff everywhere, and then you just make this into a combination and
I do.
turn it into these amazing mosaics.
I have this little thing that I teach my students, and it's called Saint Repetitus. And they go crazy about this. Crazy meaning they're like, we're not going to do that again, are we, Noula? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Are we going to do pairs again? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. How many pairs are we going to do? 50. 50 variations of the one object. And you know what? Yes, you get frustrated. Yes, you get like, not another pair. Yep. But guess what happens when you've done it so many times?
You hate pairs.
Never want to see another pair in my whole life again.
You just become a banana freak instead.
What happens is that you get to see something that you didn't see after the 3rd version or the 4th version or the 10th version. And it's not because you needed really, the other thing about it, the other magic about that, it's not that you need to do that many pairs for you to get something that is phenomenal, that surprises you. The other thing that it does is it shows you that maybe the 3rd pair that you did, for example, or even the 1st pair that you did was beautiful. But you couldn't see the beauty the first time around. You had to do 50 of them for you to come back and go, oh my God, look at the first one I did. Yeah, the first one that you wanted to, screw up and throw away. That's what it does. It builds your confidence. It teaches you to see who you are, what it is that you can do, what your voice is, and love it. For goodness sakes, love it. Why would you not love your work? It doesn't mean to say that, it's good or bad. You're not doing that. You're just saying, yeah, I love you. Thanks for coming along. Now let's do another one. I have an exhibition that is a trilogy. It started with Breathing Space, and Breathing Space was sculptures, and it was the idea of us being here, just the idea of us. So this had to be, there was this what I call the preparatory void, preparing this space so that we could be here. The next one, which is Inhale. Inhale is receiving the divine gift of breath, which was my portraits of universes, and worked in encaustic.
But you use the Fibonacci sequence a lot in your work.
Oh, big time, I do. And I did these kinds of works and had them in the exhibition in the gallery. The spacing between each piece was according to Fibonacci, and it just worked magic. It also included my spirit sticks. And the final one in the trilogy is Exhale, which is about passing the divine gift on. So I'm going to put a base of colour here first. So I'm just going to put, this is actually yellow. So I'm going to add this.
And this has got a wax base in it as well?
This is wax with encaustic with now pigment in it. Yeah, there are a number of people, manufacturers, that create ready-made encaustic, coloured encaustic blocks. All right, so this is just kind of my first layer. I'm not too fussed about this. The first couple of layers, in fact, I'm not really fussed about. As usual, each time you do this, you need to burn it in. That's what encaustic means. Great, I'm going to get really serious now because I'm going to be working with some curious things with the encaustics. Serious stuff cupping, so requires serious attire. So I'm going to lay in kind of random colours here. And I'm going to drip straight onto this work.
Look at that.
Which is encaustic medium with colour in it, right?
Yeah.
This particular one is an RNF product. Another colour. Now we've got a really large surface to work on here, so what I'm going to do is just concentrate in a particular area. So I put in these random kind of colours, and then I add a layer of medium.
Yeah.
So I'm basically locking it in. So this is just medium, no colour is in it, just the stuff that we were using before to create these beautiful textures, and I'm holding it in. So I'm creating a separating layer, separation between the colour and what I'm about to do next. Fuse it in.
Fuse it up.
There's another thing that I do, because sometimes I do so many layers in the one go, and the whole thing is a little bit too warm. And I put it in the refrigerator. To cool it down a little bit. And then bring it back out again. And so now I'm going to add another colour. Oh, yum.
Pretty rich, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I put in another layer, neutral layer. And I'm going to do this magic by working wet into wet. There's a technique used in watercolouring, right? Water painting. And then what I like to do is, well, I just found this colour in the pot already melted, so I might just do something like this. Fuse it in.
It's all about the creative process.
Yep. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water-based inks. Now I seal that in with the medium. This is what causes that fracturing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're incompatible, but it's kind of yummy what's going on. So I seal it in, each one of those drops. And then the last thing I do is seal the whole thing again. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour this in, and here we go. And you can see all this webbing going on.
Ooh, that's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I want some drama now. See the the webbing that
Yeah,
happens.
you can see the webbing. It's
Yeah.
like those Mandelbrot's fractals again.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty cool.
The trick now actually is for me to slow down, because even though I want to have wet into wet, I also need it to do its thing. I don't really mind having so many colours, and I don't mind whether it's working or not working at this stage, because I can just keep adding. That's the beauty about, encaustics. I can keep adding and adding.
But from this place here, you can do what you've done with the other one. You've actually prepared this other one where you do your mosaics.
Yes.
So the mosaics actually go over the encaustic.
That's correct.
Is that what we're going to do now? We're going to go
Yes.
there? Okay, let's
Yeah.
go to the next one then. Okay, well, one of the very first ones you did was a monad mosaic.
Yeah.
And we're just going to show a picture of that at the moment. That was where you started, but this is where you've sort of gone on to develop this style. And
Yes.
it's a fascinating style. We're just going to do a larger version. You've got 9 separate panels down there.
That's right.
And you've got mother of pearl or power shell.
Power shell.
That brilliant nacre that they get on them, which is
Nacre,
fantastic.
yes. So, encaustic mosaics, this is the exciting part. In this instance here, I've got the image of Om underneath. There's a variety of fusing techniques, but for this one, which has got a relatively flat back surface, this is what I do. I'm just going to scratch in a little bit of, this comes from just, what you do when you're working with clay, and then gently heat this up.
And it just, the wax bonds.
So what's happened is that I've melted the surface of the wax, and it's still warm underneath that surface, so it's softened the rest of the wax, which has allowed me to put this amount of pressure on and to take. But really, it's as simple as that when I'm doing it in this particular way. And for this one, which has, this is beautiful both ways, but for this one what I do, I actually pull the shape.
Just once again cutting that surface to
See how hard it
allow
is?
the heat to get in there. Yeah, it's very,
See
very
how hard it is,
yeah.
yes. The wax is now melting into the channel, so it's going to become like the glue. But remember too, not only is that happening on the surface, but the heat is softening the wax underneath. So without wrecking the rest of my design, I am able
Press it in there.
to press it in. And you can feel it. You can feel it, where it wants to be pushed in a little bit more or whatever. And then what I do very gently is bring the rest of the wax together. But this kind of fusing is a little bit different. It's not really fusing the encaustic. I'm actually pulling in the wax so that it becomes all part and parcel with the design.
Fascinating.
It's beautiful. As I said, there's many ways of doing this, but this is just one way.
You also do performance art as well,
Yes, I'm a performance artist.
and that comes under the title of Quest.
It is an exchange of questions. It's done in silence, it's done in the written form, so you exchange a series of questions that lead you to either inner guidance or discovering your own solutions. And it's a curious process because we're always looking for answers, and I find that answers actually cut off the power of the imagination, because the idea of an answer seems to be but one, but the imagination has so many. And when you start posing the questions in a curious manner, continuously, you will discover a question that is really at the heart of the matter. And in that question, believe it or not, is your answer.
There you go. A lot of this as well is that the workshops that you do also, you obviously have a lot of private students come in, but
Yes.
you also do corporate workshops, which is really cool, getting corporates together. Sometimes they're in big buildings and they never even get to speak to each other or see each other. But through your art therapy workshops, you can bring these people together, and it's fantastic for building team morale.
Yes.
So if you'd like to contact Noula about all of the amazing things that she does, she's a fascinating woman with multiple skills. Now, Noula, your website address is?
There's a few of them, but if you go to my main one, which is www.nouladiamantopoulos.com. Also, spontaneouscreativity.com.au. For people who want to do creativity coaching, that's where you'll find me for sessions on creativity coaching too.
Fantastic. Okay, Noula, so for the last part of our program today, you're going to actually show pouring the wax down and placing the mosaic
That's right.
into the wax.
That's
So
right.
let's clear all this stuff out of the way and we'll
Okay.
do that.
Excellent.
All right, Noula, the
Yes.
only person in the country that does this,
Yes.
and it's you,
Yes.
encaustic mosaic,
Yes.
and you're
Oh,
going to...
yes.
Yes, there's a lot of yeses. Tell me, what are you going to do?
Okay, so it's two art forms, encaustic art and mosaic art, and it's a combination of the two. So part of it you saw earlier where I was embedding with different materials, which comes from my mosaic art practice, because I work in semi-precious stones and rocks and all sorts of things, as opposed to a more traditional mosaic material. And now I've got a mosaic just on the ground next to me, which is done in glass tiles, and I've got the base ready to be poured with mosaic medium, and then I'm going to put the mosaic on top of the poured wax. Are we ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's
Very
do this.
interesting. Sort of tape those edges so it doesn't escape.
That's right.
Oh, goodness.
Isn't this beautiful?
Fantastic. Okay. Do you want to have that in there?
Thank you. Drop it down.
Right there.
That's it.
So what are we doing now, Noula?
We're actually pushing it down into the wax that is still wet,
Yeah.
you know, so that she will pretty much stick in there. I then continue to work this
Uh-huh.
in the manner that we did earlier, which is this kind of dry brushing technique.
Yes.
And the texture and putting colour in. The rest of her will be finished as a painted encaustic.
Okay.
Isn't that beautiful?
Fantastic. It's fascinating. Fascinating
Yes,
process. First time on national television.
You betcha. You betcha. Of course, the reason I'm doing it this way is to prevent any wax from getting onto the roller.
Uh-huh.
Ta-da!
Fantastico. Okay, guys, fantastic day, Noula.
Thank you.
As you can see, we're actually standing right in front of one of her mosaics now for, this is the second of the three for the church,
Yeah,
isn't
for
it?
St. Gerasimos at Leichhardt.
Absolutely beautiful work. So if you actually do want some amazing art mosaic work done, come and see Noula. Now, your websites are?
NoulaDiamantopoulos.com, spontaneouscreativity.com.au.
And the workshops are fantastic. You'll have
Thank
so
you.
much fun, particularly for the corporates. And if you just want to come along, I mean, she's got an absolutely fantastic workshop and studio in Roselle. It's an amazing place to be.
Thank you.
Plus, her beautiful book, You Are That Is Creative.
Thank you, Graham.
Lots of stuff in there for people to really, really take hold of and go, you know what, I can do this too. So come along and get her book as well. And obviously us, colouryourlife.com.au, Facebook and YouTube, and we've had a fantastic day.
Ditto.
Amazing stuff. I mean, really come along and see her. This is a lot of fun to do too. Plus, I mean, this is going to be around for centuries.
Totally.
Absolutely. So, but had a great time, guys. Remember, always, make sure you put some colour in your life, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Now. See you guys. Bye.